Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Dr. Tariq Javed, and in this session, I will be presenting cybersecurity and data privacy in the cloud for pre-health data, healthcare, big data analytics. Okay, beside myself, in this research project, we have three more team members. Engineer Muhammad Faris is with me from Hamdard University, and two other members, Engineer Hira Bilish and Mr. Muhammad Fahad from Pakistan Air Force, Karachi Institute of Economics and Technology. The presentation layout contains the following topics. After introduction, I will describe the problem statement, then the contribution in this research, and lastly, summarize. We have also shown some key terms here. So in the introduction, first of all, the cyber physical systems, they are the systems which primarily build on seamless integration of computational algorithms and the physical components. They form the big backbone of fourth industrial revolution. When we talk the fourth industrial revolution, or in short, Industry 4.0, it is primarily the integration of automation and knowledge towards the manufacturing. Now, in the fourth industrial revolution, which is in short written as IR 4.0, the concepts are also applied on other domains as well, like for example in healthcare. So we have medical industry 4.0, health 4.0, as well as healthcare 4.0. So common major challenge for fourth industrial revolution, because of the cloud-based design of manufacturing system and industrial Internet of Things and use of Internet-enabled technologies, the cybersecurity and data privacy is a common major threat or concern to these technologies. So to handle them, cloudlets are proposed in this research, which are primarily fog computing virtual components, and they are basically defined as virtual machines, which are located in a micro data center, which is very near by a mobile device. These primarily virtual machines are used to offload data as well as computation. The architecture shown in this diagram contains different mobile devices which are connected to the radio towers, and these radio towers are connected to the micro data centers which run those cloudlets or the virtual machines, and they can also be connected to the conventional cloud or the public cloud. Now we are moving towards the problem statement. So in this diagram, a cyber physical component is shown in industrial concept from a reference which is shown below this slide. So a device is shown here as well as a system, and then the system of systems. So there are multiple domains beside manufacturing, which also include the healthcare is one of the domain with multiple aspects. These aspects include the functional, business, human, and the list goes on. They also have some phase. So far towards the realization, actually the conceptualization, realization, and then the assurance. Further detail can be found from this reference. So in healthcare big data, because of the characteristics of big data, we can observe these characteristics in healthcare data as well. Big data characteristics: volume, variety, velocity, veracity, variability, value, visualization, and visibility. These are the characteristics of big data. So whenever we encounter these characteristics in data, we need the algorithms which can primarily perform the big data analytics. So in terms of cloud computing, which is a conventional solution, the storage and complex computation is provided. When the concept of micro data center, the industrial Internet of Things devices, because they lack resources, onboard resources like the storage, then the battery life and processing power to run the big data complex tasks and algorithms. So it is preferred to shift that data and the complex computation on the mobile edge computing. This is the emerging solution which is primarily prevalent in different recent research works. So these servers are primarily used to meet the requirements of latency as well as storage and computation. So the modern approaches are based on the mobile edge computing solutions. Now, the problem statement is the healthcare data from wireless body area network, which is primarily a heterogeneous network of biosensors connected to a nature environment, and having the characteristics of big data requires the appropriate analytics in the form of seamless integration of complex computational algorithms, and the the cybersecurity and data privacy concerns are implied. They are primarily hidden in the problem statement. Now moving towards the contribution part. The first contribution is the concept of the big data analytics can be implemented by the use of cloud computing and at the mobile edge computing servers. So the big data analytics, the resources requirement for the big data analytics can only be provided with the cloud computing at this moment in time, because the big data analytics require huge resource requirements. So whereas a subset of big data analytics are the pre-big data analytics can be run on the mobile edge computing, which have a modest, primarily modest type of resources available with them. So the virtual machines can be used at the mobile edge computing. So in this way, if we replace the primarily the we can use the set of the DDA activity on the mobile edge computing. We can have a setup in which we are enabled to run the primary big data analytics, which can show if there is a need of to run the go for the big data analytics or not, or it can be sufficient to perform at the first hop within the devices. So this is the first concept. Second concept we introduce is now we replace here in the mobile cloudlet model is primarily device cloudlet model, because in medical we use the medical devices, and in different industries different devices are used, may commonly be known as Internet of Things. When they are used in industry, they are called the industrial Internet of Things. So a device that has an element of computation and interaction with physical world through sensing and actuation. This can be the definition of a device. We can use the same mobile cloudlet model and call it the device cloudlet model, in which the mobile devices are replaced with our devices. And for example, in the healthcare, the medical device cloudlet. So when we are talking about the cybersecurity and data privacy, the three major primarily concerns are tackled. That is the information availability, data integrity, and confidentiality. So this means that data should be tamper-proof, leak-proof, and accessible to authorized users. So we are using device here. So require the counter security measures at different levels. These levels are the maybe hardware, software, network, and user level. And on each level, appropriate technologies must be used or selected. Now, a very good resource actually highlights different vulnerabilities, the type of threats and attacks, and recommend their requirements and the solutions. So as we can see, limited resources and the difficulty in security configuration, and in the type of threats and attacks. There may be different type of attacks on the infrastructure at different levels. So requirements and solutions, they contain the authentication, authorization, monitoring, and use of complex algorithms to secure data, and also the identification component. From these, we have selected our proposed solution for medical device cloud computing model is based on authorization and authentication, whereas other solutions are also mentioned. But we have selected these two solutions based on our finding. And security configuration management solution is based on the software-defined network, because it can be used to distribute the configuration data to different devices in the heterogeneous network. So in the case of Cloudlet, we have also devised some applications. Three of them are listed here. Details in the paper. So bioprinting in the field of regenerative medicine, in which Cloudlet can be used, assisted remote robotic surgery, and pre-analytics cycle on visual big data. So these solutions can be extendable to the depending on the industry. Now we are moving towards something. So in this research, we have primarily presented a cloudlet-based solution for preliminary big data analytics, and converted the mobile cloud model into a device cloud model with application on healthcare industry. So we have primarily addressed the cybersecurity and data privacy requirement in this context by using the authentication and authorization solutions. And SDN for security configuration management, and the applications are also highlighted, and we also highlighted potential applications in industry 4.0 perspective. So this presentation and research work is dedicated to the great person Shahid Hakim Mohammad Saeed, founder of Hamdard University, Pakistan. And government of Pakistan has in this year issued a postal ticket in his memory. So this end my presentation. The questions are welcome. I have given my email address here. So if anyone have a question, can